What's up, guys? Today's video, I want to help you figure out what to do in times like this. We've got the coronavirus at hand and the markets are going crazy. We've seen a really large drop of 25 to 30%. And I know there's a lot of people out there wondering, is now the time to invest or is now the time to sell? So this video, I just want to help you figure out where you stand and what you should do if these thoughts are going through your mind at all. All right, let's first talk about if you're already invested in the stock market. I'm sure you've heard to just stay put and don't do anything, and I totally agree with that. Here is the reason. If you do sell now and the market starts to rebound tomorrow or the next day or next week, when are you going to know to get back in? That's the big problem, because if you sell, say your portfolio is down 30% and you decide to sell now, then the market maybe drops another 5%, 10%. Is that when you get back in? Probably not, because you're gonna think that the market's gonna keep dropping and dropping. It's really, really hard to get in when the market's down. If you don't get in when the market's down, then the market's gonna start going back up. At what point are you gonna get in? Are you gonna get in when the market's up another 5%, 10%, 15%? Or are you gonna wait till it's been going up and up and up, and then you're gonna say, okay, I feel good about getting in now, things have stabled out, and then you get back in, but you missed the gains from down here to here. You sold out here, the market started going up, then you get in up here, so you missed this profit right here. Then guess what? The market could drop immediately after you get in. It could drop 10%. You sold out when you were 30% down. It goes up, say 20%. Then you get back in and say it just drops 10%. Now you've lost 40%. When you should have seen some gain and then loss and gain, it wouldn't have been as bad if you had just stayed in the entire time versus getting out and trying to figure out when to get back in, because that is the really difficult question that no one can answer. We don't know when to get back in if we sell out. And believe me, it's really difficult to sit and watch your money drop. So you have to remind yourself, what is this money for? If it's for your long term, if it's for retirement, if you're not planning to touch it for 10 years or more, you just have to remind yourself of those things. Like, this money is for later. I can't time the markets. It's out of my control. I'm invested in a diversified portfolio, or however it is that you've decided to invest. Just stick with that plan. Unless it's a really completely risky thing, then maybe you pull out and get into a more diversified portfolio. But what I would say is, if you took some time to set up a portfolio, and by the way, if you need help with creating a portfolio, I walk you through the process. So take a look at this video if you need some help with that. But if you do have a good portfolio and you planned to invest for the long term, don't do anything right now, because you're not going to know when to get back in. If, however, it's money that you need to survive on, things like if you see this money dropping and you made the mistake of investing money that you need to live off of, then you might want to ask yourself, maybe now is the time to pull out, because if it drops any further, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. You shouldn't be investing money that you need to survive on anyways, but mistakes happen. We do things that we shouldn't always do anyway. So if that is the case, then yeah, you might want to pull out because you want to be able to pay your bills. But know that the market could start climbing tomorrow and you're going to miss out on those gains. But if you need that money, you need that money, and that's how it is. Now let's talk about if you have some money sitting on the sidelines and you've just been waiting for a drop. I would say start getting in, because you don't know when the bottom is. Maybe we've already seen the bottom. Maybe we haven't. But if we have and you're just waiting, you're going to find yourself in the same position of waiting for a drop in a few months from now, because once the market starts going up, you're going to regret not getting in when it was down. So you don't have to put everything in all at once. You can just start investing every 2 weeks or every week, whatever it is that works for you. Start putting some money in, because you're able to buy in at different price points. You can buy in at 30% down. If it goes another 10% down, you can buy some more then. If it continues to go up, then you start to buy in, but you're still buying in at a discount to what it was a few weeks ago. Last month, we were 30% higher than we are now. Don't be afraid to actually get into the market when the market's down. Nobody Nobody wants to invest when the market's down. Everyone wants to sell, but you really should be investing when the market's down and selling when the market's up. It is completely opposite of how we feel we should be investing, but it's actually logically what we should do. Buy low and sell high. It does not come natural for us to invest this way because our emotions want to sell when it's down and buy when it's high. Because when it's high, we're excited. We don't want to miss out on gains. We don't want to miss out on the opportunity for our money to grow. But when it's down, all we can say is, I don't want to lose my money. I'm afraid. I'm going to sell out and then buy when it's lower. And that's what people do. And then they don't know when to get back in. I would urge you to refocus on why you got invested in the first place if you are already invested. And remember that. Remember, this money was for long term. You knew and hopefully know that there are fluctuations on the investing road. Now is a big one. Now we see it, and it is a really good reminder to have an emergency fund outside of your investment account, because that's the money that you spend in times like this. If you maybe are losing a paycheck, if you were living off of your portfolio and now need to access some money, now's not the time to pull money out of your portfolio, but out of your emergency fund. And if you've been waiting to invest because you've been thinking, oh, the markets are too high, now's your time. So get in there and just know that it's for the long term. And be smart with what you're investing in. Don't get into highly risky things. Don't get into penny stocks. These things really do make people lose a lot of money very quickly. And I don't want that to happen to you. I hope that helped you figure out what to do in times like this. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.